Hi, everyone. Okay, so I am coming on here. I, as you can see by the title, this video is going to be, just some information about me and things like that for any new subbies and things like that because I want to, you know, I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to see if, keeping myself busy during the day and stuff will help me to get through just some, things that are going on in my life. Maybe it'll help me to get up and to do, um, better about things. So this video is about me, and I'm just going to start talking. And if I get some people in, that's great. This is not a pre-planned thing. I just decided, I'm like, I'm going to go live and do a little video and give y'all some info about myself. So with that being said, y'all will find out, more stuff about me. And I hope that maybe I can encourage y'all to, do a video about yourself and, let people know more about you. Not too much info though, you don't want to just put everything out there. So I guess I'm going to start. I am fixing to be 47 years old. I cannot believe that. I'm like 47. I cannot believe I'm fixing to be 47 years old. And, I think about, I think about, my life. I think about, just everything. And I'm like, throughout the years, I've had hard struggles. I've had good times. I've had, just so many changes in my life that have come in, and it's amazing to look back and see how much that I have grown and how much that I have, changed even in the last few years. It's just amazing to see how much, you have changed. So I guess, like I said, I'm 47 or fixing to be 47, the 22nd of this month. So it's not that far away. And I'm like, oh, but I'm so thankful that I have been here for 47 years. We are never promised tomorrow. We're never promised, even today. So, I'm thankful for, the, the, fixing to be 47 years that I've been here. I've been blessed to be here. I have one son. He is truly amazing. I love my son more than anything in this world. I truly do. Even though I know sometimes he doesn't think so, but I do. But I think we go through that, with our kids as parents, we go through that, and everything. But, I truly do love my son. He just doesn't, I don't think he knows how much that he truly, truly does mean to me. So he's grown, and I think about that, and it's like, it makes me sad because I miss him being a baby. I miss, all that time and everything. But, I'm trying to think, what I want to, put out here, because I want everybody to know, more about me. And, I won't, I don't know, I'm trying to think about, the things that I want to put out. I've had a lot of struggles, and I know a lot of people, they don't want to share that, that they battle, with depression daily. They don't want to, let people know that they have these kind of struggles, whether it be anxiety, whether it be, panic attacks, whether, there's all kinds of, autoimmune diseases that people deal with daily, and, for me, It's been just a roller coaster of all those things. It's been there's things, I just went to my doctor today, and I had to, me and him had a long talk, and there's a lot of changes that I mean, I now it's not a, I need to do this. It's I have to do this, because he's already, he's talking about, my heart rate is staying up. I personally think that that is to do with one of my medications, and also, caffeine, um, from the diet sodas, which I have to give up. They have to go. So that's something that's going to be out of my life. So that's going to be a hard struggle for me, because soda and sweets, I think that's my weakness, and that's going to be a, a big thing for me. But I know that with the good Lord, I know that I can get through this. I know with the help from my husband, I can get through this, and me and him can, we can do this together. And and I know that it's to better my health, and I know that this is something, now it's not a question of, well, I know I need to do this. No, no, you're going to do this, because it's getting too late for the, I know I need to do this thing. But, if you struggle, with your weight, if you struggle with, diabetes, if you struggle with fibromyalgia, all these things, these are things that don't ever feel alone, because I struggle. I have fibromyalgia, I have diabetes, I'm overweight, I you know depression, anxiety, um these panic attacks, my panic attacks and stuff. um I've not really been having a lot of those, because I haven't been out a lot, but there are times that if I get into a big crowd, I will start feeling, those panic attacks coming on, and I try to just, calm myself and be like, you're okay, type thing. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that they don't know how to deal. They don't know how to express themselves, because for fear of, people thinking, oh, well, you're weak. You're lying. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, I'm here to tell you, I fought it for a long time. I fought it for a very long time. And, this video, like I said, is I want you to know more about me. So, this are the things that I want to talk about. And um, I fought the fact that I was suffering from severe depression for a very long time, a very long time. And, it ended up to where, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore, and stuff. And that led me down a very dark path. That led me down a path of not trusting in God. That led me down a path of you know, um, not wanting to have anything to do, with the Lord. And that truly, looking back on that part, truly makes me sad. It does, because, He's always been beside me. And I struggle with my faith for, things that have happened, throughout my whole life. I struggled, just in general over, the why me, and why would you, let this happen to me? Why would you let, somebody mistreat me this way? Why would you, and this, just several things throughout, whether it be friendships, whether it be, relationships, of any sort. And you just you get caught up, and you get caught up in the, well, why me, why me? And I have always said, this is the one thing that I've always said, is that I feel like the Lord, I feel like He has a, I don't want to call it a leash, I don't want to say that, because that just doesn't, sound right. I feel like, it's like, your child, say you're out somewhere, and you're like, okay, you've got arm's reach. That's as far as you better be from me, is arm's reach, or, like that, I feel like that's what the Lord had, uh, he had me at arms, he grabbed me at any time. And, so that's kind of what I'm doing in here. So thank you for coming in. Um, and so hi, Jenny G, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Um, so I feel like the Lord, has always been like, my child, I've got you at arm's length, and I'm only going to let you go so much longer until I grab you. And I'm like, I said, come here, and I feel like that's what the Lord done to me. And I feel like, I don't want to say that I feel like, I know that if he hadn't grabbed me when he did, y'all, you wouldn't be getting to know me, because I was at that point. I'd had enough. I'd had enough of the stuff that was happening in my life. I'd had enough of the failed marriages. I'd had enough of just everything falling apart in my life. And he truly, he reached down and he kept me safe, and he kept me safe. He put me on the path to a friend's house, and and I'm still here. And I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that, he grabbed me when he did. He let me go for so long. And that's why I want anyone to know, you're never too far gone. You're never too far gone. All you have to do is just seek him, reach for him. I promise you, he's there. He may not, you may be praying for certain things. You may be praying for, things, and you're like, well, you're not answering my prayers. What am I doing wrong? The thing of it is you have to remember that not always the things that you're praying for, no matter what it may be, it's not always in his will, in his work for you. It's not, if he doesn't answer a prayer, there's a reason for that. And that goes for anything. That goes for, we all pray for someone if they're sick, if something's happening. We all pray, that that the Lord makes them better. And sometimes, for whatever reason, and that's in any instance, it doesn't matter. Somebody's sick, somebody's been in an accident, something has happened. You have to remember that the Lord, he knows everything about you. He knows, he knew you before you were ever created. He knows this. He knows everything. He knows who your parents are going to be. He knows when you're going to be conceived. He knows when you're going to be brought into this world, and he knows how long you have on this earth. We don't know, but he knows. And he knows the struggles. He knows everything that is going to go on in our lives. And I know a lot of people out there, we have a lot of people out there, they don't believe, they don't believe in the Lord. And for me, that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart for these people, because I'm here to tell you, even though I have been through my life and had terrible things, that have just torn me to pieces happen in my life, I can tell you that I never once in my life have I not believed in the Lord Jesus. Not once. I've always believed. I just got lost along the way. And, it's hard. It is so hard. And especially this day and time, with everything that's happening in this world, there is sin upon sin upon sin. We all sin every day. There is no sin. This sin is not greater than this sin in God's eyes. In God's eyes, a sin is a sin is a sin. It doesn't matter. We all sin every day because we're in the flesh. And I want you to know, though, that you repent, you ask for forgiveness, you trust in the Lord. Know that He is guiding you. He is going to help you. Just seek His face. Surrender to Him. And I promise you, He will move mountains for you. I promise you. He will open up your heart to show love like you have never shown love before. I'm telling you, I know. I tell you, I know. Because there was a time in my life that I told people, I'm like, you know, I'm like, if I don't, you know, I used to be that type of person, well, why help this person? They won't do nothing for me. They won't give me nothing in return. Why should I give to them? They won't give nothing to me. That used to be me. I used to be one of those people, and I'm not anymore. Now it's like, I'm like, it's like, hey, I want you to have this. I don't need nothing in return except to thank you. That's it. You know, um, True, Jenny. That it's true, and it is. But you know what? I have been down that road where so many things have happened, things that were out of my control, and you know, no matter the outcome, uh, I was always like, Lord, just please get me through this. Please get me through this. And um, hello, Miss Elizabeth. I'm so glad you're in here. Um, you know, and so it's always been, I had went through that because I had been done so wrong throughout my life, whether it be friendships, whether it be a relationship with a ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, what have you. I was always feeling like nothing was going right in my life, but I always said, you know out of every dark cloud there is a silver lining, and that is God's work. And that is so true because I look at it at there was a time that I could have sit here and told you that I hated both my exes. I hate them. I don't hate them no more because you know what, we're not supposed to hate anyone. you know um do I want to sit down at table with them and eat dinner? No, of course not. But I have forgiven like I'm supposed to, and I've moved on. And I have always said, though, you know, with my first ex, I'd always said that, I'm like, that in that dark cloud, there was a silver lining. And that silver lining was my son, because if it hadn't have been for my ex husband, my son wouldn't be here. My son would not be here. So, you know, that was the thing, that I was like, that was my silver lining in that dark cloud, even through everything I went through, because you know what? You don't get to pick and choose who you have your children with. You don't get to pick and choose that. The Lord chooses who you're going to have a child with, and that is the one that you have your child with, or your children, what have you. And, you know, whether it works out or not, you know, how many of you have children out there, and how many of you could say that, if you're no longer with that child's father, how many of you can say, well, I wish I hadn't had that child, because I can't, because I love my son so much. I mean, I do. It's like he was just a gift from God, and I love him so much. And I know that, like I say, there's times that he don't, because there's so much, that we don't see eye to eye on. But, that is one thing. My mama could tell him the same thing, because um, me and my mom love each other dearly. But I'm here to tell you, we can't get along. We can't be in the same room. for too long because we have different views, but I love my mama. I love my mama. I do. And she would be there for me in a heartbeat if I needed her for something. I know that, I mean, her love for her kids, it's there. Um, but I sat here and I kept thinking, I'm like, what, when it comes to videos and things like that, what can I put out there? What can I, share with them, besides crafting videos and, besides, like dolls that I make and things like that. And I'm like, I want this to be a channel where, I talk about the Lord because, without the Lord, I'm nothing. I am nothing without the Lord. And I'm here to tell you, one of these days, all of this stuff back here, no matter what it is, no matter how much it means to you and stuff, one of these days it's going to be gone because you know why? You're going to be gone. You're going to be going to heaven. You're going to be with the Lord. And all of this stuff, there is nothing that is going to compare to being there at his feet. Nothing. And I have asked the Lord, I'm like, please, help me to know what to share on here. What should I put on here? Because I want others to see him through me. I don't care about me. I want others to look at me and see God just shining, to see him just shining through me, and just to be like, you know what? I need him. I want him. I just crave, more time with the Lord. I need time with the Lord. And I feel like, he's put this on me to share this. And, it's so important. Because, I know, that there's a lot of us, we, it's, as they say, you're either on this side of the fence or you're on that side of the fence. There is no in between. It's either or. And, I just want you to know that, I love everybody. I love everybody. I do. But I do believe what the Bible says. And without getting into, all of this and that and, start a big argument or anything like that, I'm going to leave it at that. And, because, there's so much that if you would just pick up the Bible and you would start reading, you would find such comfort and you would find answers that you've had questions for so long and been like, Lord, I don't understand this. Please help me. And you pick up that Bible and you start reading that Bible. And I promise you, you're going to find such peace. You are going to find that, you know what? There is no greater love. There is no greater love than what the Lord has for you. And, what matters, people need to understand that what matters is not material things. Yes, they're nice, they're great to have. They're, we all like having the crafty things. We all like having, the fun things that we collect, the fun things that we get to go do. But you have to remember that if you don't have that relationship with God, you're still so empty and you don't even realize it. You're just going through your day and you don't realize how empty you are. And no, I'm not in a church. I'm not. But I do want to be in a church. And I'm going to start finding a church. I've got one in mind that's just right down the road here that I'm wanting to check out with my husband. I'm wanting to do that. And I never want y'all, when y'all come in here, if I'm talking about the Lord or I'm talking about something, I don't want any of y'all to ever feel like I'm, trying to, just be in your face. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to share with you what he's put on my heart. And, he puts it on my heart a lot that I need to let people know, that you need to seek his face. Now is the time. Because I'm telling you, so many people are blinded right now. So many people out there in this world are truly blinded by the evil, the enemy. He is, I'm telling you, people don't realize the evil is just walking among us. You know, there was this thing, and I got up the other morning, and I was like looking, on um, so TikTok, because I woke up and it was like I was being told you need to open up TikTok, and I'm not a TikToker. I mean I'm just like I might send a little video between friends and stuff like that, but I hadn't really gotten on there and done anything. Other than that, I think I might have posted one little video or something just to see how it worked with my little my animals or something like a long time ago. But something was telling me, you need to open up TikTok, and I opened it up, and it was like video after video after video after video, and it was all about the Lord. Every video had something to do without the Lord, and I'm just like, this is what I want. This is what's important to me, not some of the other stuff out there in this world that that we see on TikTok. And it's like that. I was like, okay, I can see that he's putting it there in front of me, and I'm telling you, if you would just him, seek his face, seek him, seek his love, I'm telling you, you're never going to know. You'll never know that how much at peace. And you know what? Yes, I'm going to tell you straight up, because a lot of people, they'll come at you and tell you, well, you can't say that, that you're right with the Lord, or you're a Christian, or, you can't say all this and then still have anxiety and depression and still be doing. Let me tell you something. Yes, you can, because I do. And, you got to remember, when you're at peace with the Lord, that's when the enemy's coming. That's when he's going to attack. He's not going to attack you when you're down the street down here and you're, doing whatever all willy-nilly down there. He's not going to attack you because you're doing just exactly what he wants you to do. But if you're at peace over here and you're like, you know what? I know where I'm going. I know I'm right with the Lord. I know. You are the one that he wants. You are the one that he is going to fight for. Because why? Because you trust in your Lord, and you know that no matter what comes our way, everybody is worried, and yeah, I mean, we're in flesh. So yes, we have that emotion of, of being scared, being afraid, being worried, we're in the flesh, so we're weak. And what people don't realize is that, we're weak. We're, being weak in the flesh, that's just a part of it, and you know, we have to know and understand and trust in the Lord, because we know that God has already won the war. He's done it once. He's already done it. And when Jesus comes back, it's happening again. And we know how it ends. We know how it ends. And if you read that Bible and you seek the answers, you're going to see. You are going to see that no matter what we are put into, we have to be strong. We have to remain strong, because you know what? This old world, it's getting darker and darker and darker by the second. And so many people, they don't want to realize it. They don't want to open their eyes. They just want to keep doing what they're doing. They want to keep, whether it be into this music industry, whether it be in movies, TV shows. I mean, we have we have programs now that are coming out that are teaching our children the things that they should not be being taught. You know, if I had a child right now, if I had a small child, my child would not be going to a public school. I could promise you that right now. My child would not be going to a public school. And, you know, a lot of people, want to sit back, and a lot of people, you know, that they're going to, you have to realize that being a Christian, that, so many people are going to come at you, and they're going to attack you. They're going to attack you. And I don't mean, I mean, sometimes people, yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be something, it's going to be a physical, it's going to be whatever. But, a lot of times it's going to be mentally, it's going to be, people don't realize that, just because you don't agree with the sin, okay, you don't agree with the sin, that does not, you do not hate anyone. Okay, you do not hate anyone, because that sin is what God's against. God is not against the person. God is against that sin. And you have to understand that you can't go over here and throw rocks at people, do harm to people, and that's whether it's verbally, mentally, physically, what have you. You cannot be doing that. We are all supposed to love one another, because why? We are all God's children. And granted, there are things going on in this world, and people ask, I've had friends ask me, they're like, well, if the Lord is so good, and the Lord is, he's so wonderful, and he's all these things, why does he let this happen? Why does he let bad things happen to children? Why does he let all these bad things happen? You have to remember something. If we all lived in perfect peace and perfect harmony, it nobody would want to be responsible for their actions. Nobody would, and yeah, in a world that, that would be a perfect world. But you know what? There is no perfect world here. There's no, we're not living in a perfect world. And people, okay, Jenny, I hope you have a good rest of your evening. You have to realize that, you're not, we're not, nobody's perfect, and everybody sins differently. It doesn't matter. And, people, a lot of people don't want to, they want to say that, that just because you don't agree with, certain things. And I'm going to leave it at that, because I don't want to put, all these things out here, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm doing a hate speech or anything like that, because that is not what this is. But, certain things, you don't agree with, right? As a Christian, there's certain things that we don't agree with. There's certain things that we don't, that, we know that, in the eyes of the Lord, it's wrong. And that includes, things that, that we may be sinning, we can be sinning by food that we're eating, drinks that we're drinking, things that we're doing, things we're listening to, watching. We're supposed to protect our eyes, our ears, and we're supposed to, protect our mouth, because, you, you need to realize that, I saw a thing the other day where it was talking about, the tongue being one of the worst, things, because you think about the things that you say, that comes out of your mouth. You think about the things that you say. And sometimes it's, you say, hurtful things to people. You say, you know, uh, just things that you shouldn't, maybe, a cuss word, slips out of your mouth. You get mad about something, a cuss word comes out, and you think about it, but would you want to talk to the Lord that way? Would you want the Lord to hear you talking like that? I don't, so I know, I've been working on that and stuff, and I, but I still, sometimes when I get mad, you know, sometimes I will say something I shouldn't, but, I do ask for forgiveness, but I am working on that. Nobody's perfect, but, I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted, y'all to know and to understand that, the Lord loves you. He's there for you no matter the day, no matter the time, whatever. He is there for you. You just have to seek his face. And I trust, or trust me, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna know love like you've never known love before, because the love that he has for us is just, you can't explain it. It's just that wonderful. You cannot explain it. And with that being said, I do want to jump over into other things about me. Like I said, I do suffer, with the depression and anxiety, panic attacks. But through my relationship with the Lord, they are getting better, but they're still there. I suffer with fibromyalgia. Some days, like today, I got up, I was hurting so bad. All I wanted to do, I just wanted to go back to bed. And I was like, um, I just want to go back to bed. I don't even want to go to the doctor this morning because I know he's going to get all over me. But I got up, I went to the doctor, and I explained to him, I was like, I'm just tired. I said, I'm hurting. I said, my fibro is flared up. And that's when, me and him started talking about, my health. He was telling me that my heart rate has been consistently staying up. And he said that concerned him because he didn't know why. And I told him, I said, I'm pretty sure that, I said, it's probably got to do something with, having caffeine. And on top of that, it's got something to do, with my, one of my medicines that I take. And, I told him, I said, I looked it up, and I told him, I said, my duloxetine, I said, it says that it can cause, a higher heart rate in some patients. And so, you know, um, he wants to put me on a some kind of heart pill to help slow my heart rate down, but my husband is not on board with that. He does not want me to do that because, we don't know what's causing this. So why would you just put me on a heart medication, you know, when you don't really know what's causing, the issue. So um I think I'm going to call back tomorrow, and I think I'm going to ask him if he'll just uh to try weaning me off again of the duloxetine. When he tried to wean me off of it the first time, it didn't go so well. But I think I'm going to try to get myself weaned off of that again and see if that helps, and go from there before jumping on a heart pill. Because I don't want to just keep adding medications. I want to figure out the problem. And yes, I understand I need medicine because I have certain things that and for anybody that tells you that oh, if your faith in the Lord was, if you had good enough faith, you wouldn't, even be having to take these medications. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I believe that the Lord has put people on here in this world to help people. And I believe that, he has made people to make medicines to help people when they're struggling with certain things, because, the Bible speaks about about depression, and things like that. And it's like people need to understand, that they shouldn't, be judging somebody like that, because you don't know their struggles. You don't know what they're going through. And you definitely do not know what their relationship is with the Lord. That's like with me. I don't know what anybody's relationship is with the Lord. Nobody knows what your relationship is with the Lord except for you and the Lord. And that's all that needs to know. You know where you stand in your faith with the Lord, and that's all that matters. Not what somebody over here says or somebody over there says, or because we're all on different walks with the Lord. So with that being said, I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to let y'all know some more about me. Um, I mentioned my son, and he's I love him dearly. I do. And I love to craft. Um, I love to craft and I love to, create these dolls and stuff. Now, that one that's right there, I did not create that one. Somebody else created that one, and that is just the cutest little feller. Um, but I do like to make reborn dolls, and I'm probably going to start sharing them on here because I know that some people have asked me, if they could see them and stuff like that. And so I think I'm going to start, just putting maybe a little video up and show my dolls and stuff like that. Maybe a little video of each one and everything. Be quick, listen, and slow to speak. Exactly, Elizabeth. I mean, that's what we need to do. And you know, there's so much, out there in this world that's going on, and we just, a lot of people just, they're still, they've not had the scales removed from their eyes, and I pray that they do before it's too late. Um, and I think that the Lord, I prayed to Him and I asked Him, to please, tell me, what I need to share, what I need to talk about, and I feel like, that's why the first part of this video that, it's about the Lord, and that's the way it should be. I mean, give Him praise, give Him the glory, because, without Him, I'm nothing. I mean, I am nothing without the Lord. Um, I do like, uh, I like creating flowers, and I want to get back into making cards, and I like to do the journals and things like that. I actually was in here looking for uh, my sugar tester that used to be in here, and I have no idea what has happened to it. I'm thinking it might have quit working, and I may have thrown it away, and had it in my mind, mental note, you need to pick one up, and I just have not. And I've got to get that because I need to start keeping track of my sugar, what it is morning, noon, and night, all that. I got to start doing that. I have to come off the diet drinks. I need to stay away from the sugary drinks. I need to stay away from, the refined sugars and all that stuff. I need to, you know, there's so much that I've got to start changing. And, I know that if I change a lot of the way that I eat and stuff, that will definitely help with my fibromyalgia, because I'm here to tell you, I can always tell, like, when there's certain things if I eat, um, I my fibro will flare up, and I mean I will just feel awful for days. And that's another thing with me is, I try to put a smile on my face. I try to I come up, like I'll come on here or something, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm okay, how are you, and things like that. But you know there's a lot of times that my friends that I talk to on a regular basis, you know, they can just tell. They're like, you're not feeling yourself today, are you? You're not feeling yourself. And I'm like, no, because I sometimes, I have really good days, and then other days, even like today, I'm not feeling the best. I actually came home from the doctor. That appointment was at 9 o'clock this morning. I came straight home and talked to my husband about, the doctor appointment. And then I was like, I'm going to go lay down. And I did not wake up until like 3:30. And, and that's what fibro does to me. I am so tired and my body just aches. And I feel like, even like with my clothes, it's like, it almost feels like it's just, like pins and needles, you know, on me. And I mean, and it literally, like, it hurts touching my skin. That's what it feels like. I mean, and it's painful. And people, they're like, oh, well, you don't, I bet I don't, you probably don't have it, and I'm like, no, you don't know how I feel. So therefore, just because I look one way on the outside, you don't know how I'm feeling on the inside. So none of us need to be judging one another and being like, well, you're not really sick, you're not really got this going on, or what have you, because you don't know what people are dealing with. the best thing for you to do is pray for that person that they feel better and that they have good days. I mean, because I'm here to tell you, fibro, I wish I did not have. I would not wish fibro on my worst enemy. And that's the truth, because it is painful. And if you have it, or you deal with it, or you have had it, you dealt with it, you know. Um, I fell in love with making cards right now. I have to be honest with you. The reborn dolls creep me out a little bit. Nothing against you, but I find in the pictures hard to look at. LOL. I saw all your pictures on Facebook and looked at them with one eye. No, you're not crazy, Leslie. There's a lot of people out there that they don't like them. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, I remember, gosh, I've been reborn on now for 5 years, I think, a little over 5. And the thing of it is, when I first saw them, there was something on YouTube, and it was something about, something about, like, I don't know, something like, baby's sick, or I've been up all night, or whatever, and you're just kind of like, um, well, wonder what's wrong with her baby. I hope, the baby's okay. So, you just kind of click on the video to make sure that the baby's all right. And I noticed that it was a doll, and I was like, what? And they, and I'm not, I, I know that a lot of people, they do like the role play with them, and they'll do things like, you just have to look them up, Leslie. Uh, they go beyond what I would do. Like for me, I dress them up. I dress them. And when I say dress them, I mean I change mine like maybe, I don't know, once every couple of weeks maybe, and stuff. Just to you know put them in a different outfit, or whatever. And but there's people out there that they do like this role play with them, right? And they, um, there's nothing wrong with the people, I mean, now the reborn dolls have really, to start with, it was a collector thing, it was just like, they would get dolls like from Walmart or whatever, those Behringer dolls, or the I can't remember what, I think it was the Behringer dolls. And anyway, they would, they'd paint them to make them look, real. And they, it's just kind of an art thing, and they would, bring them to life, is what they say. Um, and, they were just really pretty dolls. And, and people were like, oh, that looks so real, I want one, and everything. And then they fell over into, that they truly do help people. Now I think sometimes in some situations, I think that they can be unhealthy. Um, because I think that, in some instances, that there's something going on that, the person may really, have a hard time, deciphering, what's real and what's not. And, that I'm not trying to be ugly when I say that. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. It's serious. Um, because, some people, they go through the loss of a child, and, and it really, goes deeper, mentally. And, and that's something that, um, I can say that with my dolls, they bring me a lot of comfort. Like sometimes I can be upset or something, and there's one that I've got. His name is Jackson, and I can hold Jackson, and he will help calm me down, because he reminds me of my son when he was a baby, and that's why I had purchased him, because he just reminded me of my son. And you know, um, the most that I'll do with them is, I'll dress them, I'll take pictures of them. I do take them out. I love to take them out. I love to see people's reactions. I love to see people, you know, uh, I love to interact with people with them. And I have only really had a couple of bad encounters where I'm always the type person, if you don't have anything nice to say, that's okay, but just keep walking and keep your mouth closed. That's the way I look at it. I see things all the time that I don't like, but I don't go over there and say, oh, I don't know. I just, okay, if that's your thing, and I go my way and I don't say anything. And I think that that's the way that it should be when, you know, um, like when you're out, and stuff. And that's what I mean is there's no need for anybody to be ugly about something. Now, for somebody to be like what you're saying, Leslie, that oh, they creep me out. There's a lot of people that will tell you, oh, they creep me out. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, they look so real that it's creepy, and I get it and stuff because I felt the same way when I first seen them on YouTube. I was like, and I did, and I asked the Lord for forgiveness because I was like, what is wrong with these ladies? I'm like, what is wrong with them? Why are they doing this? And that was how I was. I was like, what are they doing? And I'm like, okay, and but then, you know, uh I was just like, I don't know, it was like a year later or so that, I was kind of like, I wanted a a doll from Ashton Drake, and its name was Peanut, and I wanted that doll, and Thomas got it for me, uh birthday or something that year, and I was like, this is so cute, and I'm like, I want some more. And then I'm like, I want a real reborn baby, and stuff. And then I, Jackson, was the actual very first actual reborn doll that I had. And I fell in love with him, and we hunted and hunted and hunted. And I found him. And, my husband named him Jackson because he said he costed him a couple of Jacksons to get him. And so he said his name's Jackson. And, uh, he supports my dolls. He supports my hobby. He's fine with it. He's fine with me taking them out, and he'll even get in on he'll somebody will say because I'll have them in a stroller or something, because I mean they they're weighted. You weight them to make them feel like a real baby, and for the weight purpose. And um, so they get heavy, and I had back surgery. I can't carry one of them things around. So, you know, uh, I'll put it in a stroller, and stuff, and take it out and stuff, and then, and I open up the little canopy thing, so people can see them, and people walk. They're like, oh, look at that little baby! Oh, that baby's so pretty! Oh, look at that little baby! And and sometimes I'm just like, I just go on, don't say a word, and then my husband will be like, "Well, I'll sell it to you," and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "It's a doll." He said, "It's a doll, really." And there was one lady that she was so sweet. It was an older lady, and she's like, "Oh, your baby is such a doll. It's so pretty." And my husband's like, "Well, yeah, it is a doll." And she goes, "Isn't it?" And we were just like, "No, it's a doll." And I had to take it out of the stroller so she could see it up close and touch it, so she believed that it was not real. And I mean, I had one that I took to Kroger one time, was getting groceries, and I had him in the car seat. I take my car seat, my little carrier in, and put them in the what used to. I don't do this no more because I mean, I just nowadays I just want to get in the store and get out. I don't want to talk to people. So every once in a while I'll take one out. I don't do it like I used to. But I would, take my car seat because I never would leave them in the car because, that the heat would seriously ruin the vinyl and the paint, and severe cold could do the same thing. It could ruin the vinyl and the paint. So, I never would leave them in the car. And not just that, but people would break out your windows thinking it was a real baby. And so I remember going in, and we got up to the register, and one of the guys, there was a manager or something, and he came over there and he said, "Oh," he said, "that's just the prettiest little baby." And, and I'm like, "He's not real." And he's like, "Yes, he is." And he looked down and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I seen his eyes, kind of, peek open." And, and I said, "If his eyes peeked open like what you're saying," I said, "you can take him home with you, because I'm not taking him home with me." I said, "Because that is a doll." And he was like, "That is not a doll." And he's just like looking at it. And then I said, "Touch it." And he goes, "Really?" I said, "Touch it. It's a doll." And he touched it. And then he believed us that it was a doll, and and to me it's funny. And now I have had some people, um there was one time, me and my husband had went and met up with our friends Christine and Bobby, and it was around Christmas time, and we had took our dolls in, to the pet store. And we was in there looking around, and I said, "I'm gonna go over here and get my picture made with Santa Claus over here," because people are bringing their pets in. And we walked over there, and Christine's like, "You think they'll let it?" And I said, "I don't see why not." And so, we got up there, and there was a lady that was behind Christine that was saying, uh, she was telling Christine that, she said, "Well, people do this all the time. They bring these dolls in here, and what they do is they're stealing from the store." And I didn't hear what the lady had said. And Christine, was telling me, and I said, "Where's she at?" I'm like, "You ain't gonna call me no thief up in here, and you're not gonna call my friend no thief neither." And I'm standing there, and I mean, I was getting mad, because I'm like, "Don't, I'm not no thief," and so we get our picture, with Santa Claus and all that, and it was so cute. And they were just like, the ladies were like, "Oh, these are so cute," and we've taken them in when we went to eat at Golden Corral. Um, there was a lady in there, and she was in love with my 3 month Joseph, and I had named him Ethan. And she literally, when we would come back, she'd be like, "Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got rid of Ethan." What? And it was so much fun. But um, there's been times though that there was one time I had my silicone baby Ronan. Now the silicones, Leslie, you want to talk about something that'll creep you out? The silicones would really get you. I mean, you think that the vinyl ones, no, the silicone ones would really, really get you, because some of them, I'm like, "Ooh, that looks so real, that is creepy." But I love them. I love the silicones. I love the vinyls. But we took Ronan in. We went down to meet Christine and Bobby and Conyers, and we go in, and um, I don't mean no offense when I say this, so nobody take offense. I know people all the time, be like, "Well, what are you trying to say?" I don't mean this in a bad way, but this is who the gentleman was. He was yeah, they are. They're jiggly, Leslie. They are. It's like when you hold them, they are. I mean, they yeah. Yeah, you think that the vinyls creep you out? You you'd you'd be hid behind the couch. You'd be like, "Nope, Stacy, just take that back on over there." Um, uh, but we took Ronan in, and I had him in the car seat and had him all fixed up. And it's all about the presentation. That's where you get a lot of your realism from, is the presentation. If you take them in there and you have them in their stroller just like you would a real baby, and if it's cold out, what do? You have blankets, you have your baby in warm outfits, right? So you do the same thing for your dolls. And took Ronan in, and this Mexican gentleman come walking up, and he was just like, "Oh," he was saying, cute baby," and I said, "Thank you." And my husband told him he wasn't real. And he was like, "Huh?" And he said, "He's not real." And so he touched him, to start with. He touched his hand. He's like, "Oh," and he was squishing his hand, which I was okay with. Well, he walks over into the other room, like if you've ever been to a Golden Corral, you know that they've got, like the open area, and then they might have like a room off, to the side, like I guess like for parties or whatever, or maybe just other guests. Um, he goes in there and he brings out, some, I don't know, his family, his friends, whoever they were. And he was talking to them in Spanish, and he was pointing at them and at the doll. And he was like, oh, 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 and I'm like, and I'm smiling. Well, all of a sudden he reaches down, and you would have thought that he literally had slapped my child because he reaches down and literally it was like, I mean, just that popping, sound on Ronan, on his face. And I jumped up out of my chair and I said, excuse me. And my husband was like, whoa, now you've done it, and he said, and I said, I said, that is a doll. And I said, but seriously, I said, that is my property. And I said, you don't just walk up to somebody else's property. And I was laying into him, and I told him, I said, that is a $2,000 doll. I said, you don't do that. And I said, you need to go on. And then he was trying to apologize to me. And I was like, I have heard enough out of you. I said, you need to go. I said, go. And my husband was like, you just need to go on. You've really upset her, And I mean, you would have really thought that somebody had literally, really slapped a real child, but I'm like, that's my property. I mean, how would you like it if I come in there and slapped your cowboy hat off the table? I mean, I don't know what you paid for that cowboy hat, but that would be very disrespectful, would it not? So I was like, no, sir, so I am very like, I told Christine, I'm going to make us some signs and put it on our strollers that says, do not touch, and stuff, I mean, because people just come up and go, ooh, and you're like, get your hands off of my property. We had a lady, literally, we went to go into, Joann's or somewhere, or it might have been Value Village. We went to go into one of those stores, and we was going in, and I don't remember, it might have been Party City or something. I can't, but anyway, we was going into a store, and we literally had, because it was cold out. I mean, it was really cold. So we had the umbrella or the canopy part on our strollers pulled up, and the dolls were, covered up. This woman comes out into the parking lot and literally goes like this, looking into our strollers. And she says, oh, what cute babies. And we're like, it's like, do you really go up to women that have their babies and you're like, oh, hey, no, you don't do that. And, so it was just like, me and Christine, I looked at Christine, I said, well, I said, just help yourself, I mean, but, and I have been in a store where, you would hear somebody like the next aisle over, they'd be talking about you, laughing at you and all this stuff. And I've confronted them. I've just been like, now Christine, she's like, no, just, let's just, and I'm like, mm-mm. And I would literally look at them and I'm like, is there an issue? I said, because we're not hurting nobody. I said, we're out enjoying the day just like you are. We're, yes, these are dolls, but if you understood the meaning behind these dolls and stuff, maybe you could understand it better. Maybe you need to do your research, and they're just like, oh, no, I wasn't talking about you. But you're like, I know that you were talking about me because I heard what you said. Those two ladies over there with those dolls, did you see those over there? Look over there on that next aisle. I mean, hello, we're the only two ladies on the next aisle over with the two dolls in the stroller. So yes, you're talking about us, which me personally, I don't care. I don't. I don't care. You can talk about me. You can say I'm crazy. You can say whatever you want to about me because I don't care. I know that I am insane. Now listen to me. That's good. I know that I am in my right mind. I know there is nothing wrong with me. And, it's something that I enjoy. And now my husband, he'll watch this and be like, yep, you're insane. All right. But, I enjoy all kinds of things. I enjoy my dolls. I enjoy crafting. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And I want people to know things about me so that, they can feel more comfortable, if they feel like, well, I'd like to put a video out and talk about, my walk with the Lord, or I want to talk about, my dolls, or I want to talk about my crafty stuff, don't ever be afraid to share, and yes, of course, you're going to get negative feedback. You know what you do to that? You just say, okay, let it go, say a prayer for those people, and hit delete the comment, move on, block, whatever you want to do, but don't engage. I have learned that you are better off not to engage in if somebody is trying to start an argument with you about something, do not engage. Why? Because you remain at peace, and you don't have to deal with all that. We do not have to deal with all this stuff going on and stuff. We can pick and choose what we insert ourselves into, and what we pull ourselves out of, and what we don't insert ourselves into. And I highly recommend not inserting yourself into any kind of drama that is going on. And because it just it will just it will, whether you believe it or not, it will interfere with your peace that you have in your soul right now. It'll your peace of mind. And ask yourself, is this really worth my peace of mind? Is this really worth, because you know what? There's only one person that you have to answer to, and he's up there. And that's all you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about that relationship with the one above. That's who you need to worry about. You know, I I've even I've cut out, there was a lot of people that I followed on Instagram. There was a lot of like celebrities that I followed and stuff, people that I've met and stuff. And, and I have photos with a lot of, these actors and stuff from The Walking Dead and everything. They're very sweet people. They were very nice and stuff. But, since I have, been on a deeper walk with the Lord, I'm just like, you know what? I just, I don't want to see some of the stuff that they're posting, because some of it is very negative, some of it is very, just not. It's not something I want to be a part of anymore, and I'm not going to. And you know, I just, I've unfollowed a lot of people that I insane. I know, Leslie. That's what I said. I was insane. I am not insane. I did. I was meaning to say that I'm not insane, and I said insane. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. Am I insane? Am I not insane? um, but I just wanted to share with everybody some stuff, and let people know that it's okay. It's okay. Um, I had a lady the other day, because I had got really down and used to this kind of stuff that, which I'm not letting it bother me anymore now. I, you know, I used to have people, say, well, I don't get any likes, I don't get any comments and stuff like that. And I've always been the one to be like, don't worry about that. You're just sharing what you've done. You're posting it, and somebody's going to see it, and it's going to make somebody's day. That's what I've always been like. Well, then here the other day, I had posted my newest doll that I had finished painting, and I posted his picture, and I had it was in my Stacy's Little Munchkin group on Facebook, and I didn't get but like I think 2 likes, and I think like 1 comment, and it really bothered me for some reason, and I didn't know why. And then sometimes when things start bothering me, it'll like just get in here, and then I dwell on it, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna, do away with that. And so I deleted the Munchkin group, and I thought, you know what? I don't know what to do. Oh, you mean to tell me you've not been in here this whole time, Shannon? How dare you? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm glad that you're here. Um, but so um, oh mercy. I hope everything's all right there. um, but it kind of got to me, and you know, I know now that I shouldn't have let it, but honestly, it really didn't bother me. Like after I deleted the group, I was just kind of like, it is what it is. And then Kelly, um, I think her last name's Snow. I think she's here on YouTube. Anyway, hey Kelly, um, Kelly made it. Yep, Shannon, I admitted it. I did. I'm insane. Woo. Um, um, but anyway, Kelly made a post to me, and and she just told me, she said, if you've got a page up, or a group, and that's basically, your you're doing it for the, to get the comments and all that, are, basically, is it really worth, are you really doing it for that, for, to share your work? Is that, and she's telling me that I needed to be doing it for, the love, of the work, and things like that, that um, uh, you know, not to worry about getting the likes and stuff like that. And I can't remember the whole not conversation, but the whole post that she had said. But it was really, I mean, it really opened my eyes, and I was like, you know what, she's right. Because I've always been like that before. That because I've had other friends that would tell me, yes, Shannon, I don't need validation. You are correct. That's what she was telling me too. Is Kelly was like, you don't need, you know, for people to give you likes and stuff. You do it because you love to do it. You love to share, what you're doing and stuff. And that really just opened my eyes. But I had already deleted the reborn group, and I was fine with that. And I was like, you know what, she's right. And so I went back and I opened up my a group under Lambert Creations 26, to where I want to share everything, just like I'm going to do here on my YouTube channel. And you know, um, I don't know. I don't know how many like dolls I'm going to be sharing. I know that I do have some reborn doll friends in here, but with that being said, I also, I have my crafty friends and stuff like that are here. And so it's the same thing on Facebook. But now I do have, like, on my Facebook, there was other people that were like, oh, I'm really glad you're doing this, where, we can share our projects in here too. I think Leslie had made a comment, that, saying thank you for creating the group. So, that we're allowed to share our work in here too. And Leslie had posted a beautiful Mother's Day card that she had made. And, so, um, I'm really glad that it went that way, because, that kind of helped me move in a different direction. Now on Instagram, for right now, I still have my doll group, my Stacy's Little Munchkins, and it's still on Instagram. And I do have my Lambert Creations 26 crafting group. Leslie, that's mine, all except for my sister-in-law. Now, I can make her something, and she's perfectly happy. She loves getting the handmade gifts and stuff like that. She even likes my dolls and stuff. But the rest of the family, it's mainly men. So if they need something, they'll say, "Hey, Leslie, can you make me this? I need this to give to somebody, please." um, but I've got two brothers, my dad, my son, and so it's there's not many, that I don't have a whole lot of family members. I don't have a lot left, to tell you the truth, and like they needed yesterday. um, but when I sat down and I created the Lambert Creations group, the Lambert Creations 26 group for Facebook, I felt a lot better. I was like, this way everybody can, share things and stuff. And then I'm going to have like a one day a week where you can, come in and post things that you have for sale, but you'll only be able to, sell one day a week you can come in and put up some things, that you have for sale. And, and later, like if I can get the group to grow, which I'm going to try, I'm working on that to get the group to grow. If I can get the group to grow and stuff, I want to start doing like, the swaps and stuff, because, I know here, I don't know, like if a lot of the like the channels that I used to be subbed to and the channels that are subbed to me, I don't know how many of them are like actively, still watching the videos or doing videos. Now I know I can go check and see with them, but, um, but there's, I want it to be more to where, cause I'd like to start doing like the swaps and things like that. And, I even wanted to do like a birthday challenge thing, because I think, and I wanted this one to go until after my birthday, because and this is something I'll put up in a totally different video, but I really love pocket letters. And I'm like, what better way to do something, but I like doing those things, and like being able to, at the same time, I like to be able to give back to your favorite thing, Shannon, your pocket letters. But I wanted to do a little challenge, and then, like, see how many people, that I could get to join to do the challenge. And then after, if I can get so many to do the challenge, to do the pocket letter thing, then either a pocket letter thing or some type of embellishment thing. I'm thinking, because I like to have the smaller things, like to put on like my cards, and like when I'm doing, like my junk journals and things like that. I like to have all the little trinkets and stuff to pick from, the beads and the just, all the little trinkets, the charms and all that. I like to have all that stuff. And so I want to do that, and then just do, just something simple. So, and, and then, whenever I decide to do it, like put up a video and then say, you have till this time to get it in, and then give people, plenty of time, a couple of weeks or whatever to get the stuff in. And then, a couple of weeks later, no chunky charm, Leslie. Why not? I like the one you made. I love that one. My album, you can't see it, but it's over there on that side of the room over there on the shelf. And y'all can see I display everything. My stuff from Shannon is right over in here, and from Miss Elizabeth is let's see, right there. And that stuff there on that corner is from Leslie Brewer. On this side, that those two items there. This is from Elizabeth, and Miss Shannon. I got a album right there from Miss Shannon in there. But I love, yeah, Shannon don't like doing them chunky charms neither. But I want to do something fun, and then what I want to do is, get y'all to participate in the challenge, and then at the Elizabeth's doing her nails. We got Leslie and Shannon. They don't want to. They don't want to do no chunky charms, and Shannon. um. Yeah, Leslie, you can look to. I just saw your post where you said, "Look to see what everyone else makes and skip the doll." I should make an album, and on the album it's the the what do you call it? Um, the photo in the front, it says Leslie Wiggly, do not enter this album. Warning. Let's see. Jenny, we have got I'm talking about doing a like a pocket letter birthday challenge here because my birthday's the 22nd, and I've been wanting to get back into doing things like that because I think that type of thing is fun. I love to do that. I'm Elizabeth actually tagged me in a uh, swap thing, a Facebook group swap thing, and I'm going to be doing one of those, and that's the first one of those that I've ever done. So I'm so thankful, Elizabeth, that you tagged me in that because I was like, ooh, I was like, well, this looks fun. So I'm excited about doing that. And but Jenny, we were talking about doing well, I'm talking about a challenge, and then what I'm going to do is at the end um I will do a drawing, and then I'm thinking about doing like a $25 gift card to PayPal, um, or whatever. Yes, Leslie, we I am talking about doing a challenge, and so we had Leslie was saying Leslie was saying that she was okay as long as she didn't have to do a chunky charm, and Shannon don't like chunky charm. Well, she don't like doing chunky charms or pocket letters, but she's one of my besties, so she knows that she would if I asked her to. um, but I think I'm just gonna do like the pocket letter and maybe like a birthday card, and Shannon, I don't want to hear it. You are a crafter, and you Shannon don't like doing cards neither. I'm exposing Shannon. Um yeah, Leslie and Shannon says we aren't doing anything. Stacy is talking about doing a challenge. Excuse me, ladies. Um, so can I do a trinket box mini album? I guess. Shannon special. She gets to choose what she wants to do. Oh yes, Shannon does not like doing cards. She as long as we have been friends, she does not like doing cards. But whenever I do this challenge, um, yeah, just do whatever, make it a surprise. How about this? AKA as in anything but a pocket letter. Okay, so how about I just figure out something else to do for a some type of birthday challenge thing, and and then because then I thought I wanted to do like a drawing at the end of it, and then you have a somebody gets drawn out for like a $25 PayPal thing, or um 25 $30 something like that. I'd have to see finance wise, but I know I could do at least 25 and stuff, and then that way you could do whatever you wanted to with the money. So um Shannon, I mean, I like cards, but they ain't fancy. No, but your cards are pretty though, Shannon. Your stuff is simple and pretty. That's what it is. Okay? Simple and pretty. But so I've been thinking about that and stuff, but I'm glad that I did delete the just the reborn doll group, and because What's the cup I'm drinking out of? Baby Grinch. Thomas, now I have a Grinch baby, and I know that a lot of you people have seen him. Now he's put up for the holidays. He don't sit out your. that's that's not him, Leslie. That's not him. I have a Grinch baby, but he is in the closet up on the top shelf in my bedroom. I put him up after Christmas, but no, you didn't make that one. But the cup you made me is dirty, so I had to grab a clean one, which was the Grinch. Um, but now this image. Okay, my husband, he wanted to surprise me, and I knew nothing about this cup. It was a Christmas gift or whatever. And I opened it up, and he found this image of the Grinch online somewhere, and he sent it to this person to make this cup. I don't know who made the cup, but anyway, it's a really cute cup. I do love it, but I told him, I said, why did you get this image off the internet somewhere? When I had Baby Grinch, you could have just took a picture of him and sent that one, and that would have really fancied this cup up. I know, Shannon, that's what I said. Rude. I know you're I know you're talking about the dirty cup. But I was like, why did you get that? Exactly, Shannon. I don't remember. He got this. I don't know if you were making. How long have you been making the cups, Shannon? I don't know if you were making cups when he got this one, but he could have said, anybody makes cups. I mean, and I could have said, Shannon, hello. You tell him, Shannon. I think you're on his friends list, ain't you? I think you are. Go over and you tell him you make those cups. Next time he needs a cup, he better come to you. But I think he got me this one though. I think I've had this for about 2 years now. I do think because he got this for me. It's been a couple of years ago he got this for me and everything. Because I've had the Baby Grinch for a couple of years. But I thought that that I could really doing that Facebook group into where it had a little bit of everything that, it would get more people, active in there and stuff instead of it just being about dolls. And, I really don't plan on, I don't think I plan on painting like a whole lot of dolls now. I do still plan on painting them. Don't get me wrong. I just got done making one that, we're not allowed to say, I was reading something about this the other day on Facebook or somewhere. I don't remember, but anyway, the movie Avatar, we'll just say I made a fairy because, we're apparently, it's copyright infringement if you say that, that you made a avatar or something. And I'm like, okay, I'll just call it a fairy. People can see what it is and know what it is. It's a fairy. That's what it is. It's a fairy. It's a fairy. So, okay. It's a fairy. I have not put his pictures up yet, but I will be putting them up. He's in the living room right now, sitting on the. Where is he at? I think he's on the table. He's on one of the tables in the living room. Anyway, he's just sitting there, and but I did, make that, and I finished my fairy. No, he ain't gonna fall off. He's sitting up there. He's in a good spot. He ain't gonna fall off. But but I have been, sitting here thinking that I was like, I don't feel I don't feel like I don't feel, disappointed or anything that I closed that group, because it was just strictly for my work. And so really, what is people going to post in there? I mean, and I don't sell the dolls. So, I might sell one every once in a while, once in a blue moon. And so I was like, I don't need a nursery page or anything like that, because I'm not, a reborn doll business. So, I'm like, I was okay with closing it. It was fine. And then Kelly made the comment that she did, and I was thankful that she did, because it kind of, made me, realize that, I don't have to have validation. And for whatever reason, it made me feel really down that night. And I don't know. I don't know why, maybe the enemy was working on me, trying to make me feel bad, and but I didn't stay down for long. And that was the good Lord saying, no, you're good. Kelly made that post, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And so uh I opened up the Lambert Creations 26 on there, and I'm hoping that if I share it a lot, that maybe I can get people to come over. I think maybe that might be something that I do too, is when I do the challenge thing, I think what I'll do is, you'll get extra entries into the drawing. I guess maybe I can do that. And if you like, share the link, to my Facebook, group, maybe that would help, bring some people in, because I know that, like Shannon, I know she has a lot of followers and stuff. And I don't know, Shannon, she crafts and stuff too, but I know that Shannon does a lot of coloring and stuff. So I don't know if they'd be interested in uh, the kind of group or not, that has the craft and stuff or whatever. But, you can share the link, and, hopefully help me get some, subbies and stuff. But, uh, I am going to be working on even trying to grow this channel, because, I've been praying to the Lord about things. And me and Alex was texting the other night, and, she told me that, that I needed to, well, she didn't tell me what I needed to do. She offered some advice and stuff. And I was like, I'm like, thank you for that, because, Shannon has gave me some advice, Elizabeth has, and, and so it's, I am so thankful that I have, friends that are, like, hey, maybe try this. Hey, what about this, and, um, it's always, coloring is a part of crafting. I can't color, especially shading, to save my life. Um, Oh, I tell you what, Elizabeth, go there and watch Shannon and stuff. Watch how she colors. she she can teach us some stuff over there. She's gotten really good with her coloring, and all that shading and stuff like that. And she can give you advice on coloring pencils and pens and all kinds of stuff. Um, but I am thankful that, for all the advice that I have gotten from everybody. And, I'm definitely going to start, because, Alex was telling me, to start making some pre-recorded videos, save them up, and then, post them, if I post 2 a week, keep up with doing 2 a week. If I do 5, keep up with doing 5. I don't know how many I can promise yet, but I do want to do some shares when I'm making things. And I really need to, because I know, like, Elizabeth does this, that she will, like, pre-record, like when she does a swap with somebody, and then she'll hold on to that video until she knows that that person has got the video, and had just got has just got the video. I just saw you said just subbed, Elizabeth. I just got the video. When they got their package and everything, then she'll post her video of the things that she made and stuff. And I need to be doing that. I'm actually in a swap with Elizabeth for the end of this month, and I'm in a swap with Tia for the end of this month as well. And I've already, packaged everything and stuff. And I also, I found something. I'm gonna have to open Elizabeth's box because I found something that was supposed to go in there, and I was like, oh, okay, I put that in there. So I'm gonna have to untape her box and put that in the box. But I was sitting in here and I was like, I was praying about things, and my husband told me, he's like, he said, um, if he said, whatever makes you happy, he said, that's what you need to do. He said, he said, I know, he said, you love crafting. He said, I know you do. He said, he said, I know you love to paint a doll. And he said, but he said, there's no reason why you can't do it all. And he's right, and I, but I find that, I really I really do gravitate towards, the stuff with my craft, and I do. And, um, you know, and I guess it's because I can create so much. I can do so many different things in crafting, and I know that painting a doll is part of crafting too. And I keep trying, to remind myself of that, because I always find myself trying to separate the two. That reborn dolls go here, crafting goes here, and it's all a form of art. And I realized yesterday when I finished up my fairy baby, as I'll call him. That's not what he is, but yes, it is. That's what he is. He's a fairy. hmm He's a blue fairy with a black mohawk. And he's a blue fairy. He's not nothing else. He's a fairy. Um, so with those, I have found that I like to make the alternative dolls. I have found that I like working with the color, like the blues, the pinks, the purples, and all that stuff. Now, with that being said, I don't want to be making no demonic, you know, no zombie babies, no demonic babies, no nothing like that. But I do like making those little fairy babies, as I called that. Um, but I don't know that somebody was just talking about copyright infringement, but it's I didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know. I honestly said that it was an Avatar inspired doll, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. But apparently, other people they do find something wrong with it, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to make nobody mad on that part. I'm not trying to steal nobody's work. I'm not trying to do nothing like that. It's it just inspired me to make one. I don't know. I don't know, but how that goes. But I'm enjoying coming in here and doing these chats. I am truly enjoying that. I'm enjoying, sharing the, you know, uh, just sharing, each and everything that, I feel like I want to come in here and share. And, I don't want nobody to feel left out and things like that. I want everybody to have a chance to be able to, express themselves and, go on here and be okay with talking about the fact that they if they have an autoimmune disease, if they have you know if they're suffering through depression and stuff, because we all should try to be kind to each other, and we all should reach out to one another and things like that. And I have found that I'm always doing what I feel that the Lord is putting on my heart, and things like that. And in some instances, um, Shannon, told me, I have to be very careful, because the enemy, he's good at what he does, and, you may be feeling that, you need to do this, but then, you get told, I mean, if you listen, you'll be like, okay, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I disobeyed, I'm sorry, and that's just the truth of the matter. um when it comes to the Lord, if you listen, you be still and listen, you'll hear what he's trying to tell you. And that's why I came on here and did this video tonight, because, you know, I prayed to him about it, and, you know, I'm like, you know, it came to me what I, you know, should come on here and talk about, and that's what I did. And, you know, when in the same thing, you know, I've had fun with my friends in here tonight. I've, you know, come in and I've talked about the Lord. I've come in here and I've, you know, talked about, you know, what I want to do for a birthday challenge, you know, but I will make a separate video about that and everything, so that everybody, you know, will know. Uh, and it's not going to be much. I mean, it may just be, you know, I love the idea of the pocket letters. I do, because I love pocket letters. I love them. I love getting them, and, you know, I would love to do one that was, you know, like bunny themed, and do that. And then, you know, like I said in the challenge, people could, you know, uh, do whatever. But I think I'm going to think on it for a little bit, and then, in the next couple of days, I will put up a video about it, and then, you know, y'all can let me know if, you know, you want to be a part of it and everything. And um, I want to give people, you know, time to bring people over, you know. So if you will, you know, please, you know, like and share this video. Ask people to come, you know, join. And if you ask people to join, just send me a message and let me know. And then, you know, to join here and to join my Facebook, which is Lambert Creations 26. On there is the um, okay, Leslie, you have a good night. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'm glad that you enjoyed our little get together tonight. I'm going to try to start doing these where Alex said had recommended doing lives with, like, setting uh, like, I guess, days and times and stuff, and then post it in other places, and that would bring, you know, people over and stuff. So I think I'm going to try that too. And, you know, I've got a lot of stuff I want to create. I've got a lot of stuff for journals that I want to create. I want to do some like tag making. I want, because I found some tag stuff that I've got over here that I didn't even realize. I thought I had put these little books for journals, like the little notebooks, over here in this little container, and I pulled it out, and it has all this stuff for like tags and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, you know, I'll make some tags. And so the crafting bug has gotten a hold of me. It bit me, and so that's what I'm going to be starting on doing and everything. And I I'm going to make some journals and things like that at some point. But I think I'm going to make some stuff. I want to figure out like what I want to make, and then start, you know, pulling together things. And I want to start doing some, you know, like maybe some craft with me videos type things like that and everything. So that's why I came in here, and I just want y'all to know that I love each and every one of you. I am so thankful for your friendship. I thank y'all for, you know, always putting up with me, you know, because I'm insane. Thank y'all. And I hope all of y'all have a wonderful evening. And I am going to start trying to be, you know, better about posting videos and sharing things. I actually have a couple of things that I do want to share that I did pick up. It's not a whole lot, but I do want to share that in just a different video. And I will be uploading that one in the next day or two. And so I hope y'all all have a great night. I love each and every one of you, and I hope y'all have a blessed evening. And always remember to thank God for each and everything that He does for you. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a good night. Bye.